course, Nick Dutch, great and glorious, soon to be famous one day, Nick Dutch, 11 years, more than 11 years, full-time professional tarot reader. Doing some more relatively random tarot talking now, because I am kind of like an amateur tarot card collector as well as a professional tarot reader. And I like it. I mean, we humans, we are the art-creating animal. And I think that one of the things that is really attractive about tarot as a subject is because it is a way of expressing art and ideas. Some of it is traditional, some of it is sacred art, using the symbolism of sacred art. Some of it is more to do with, you know, any particular set of ideas or energies, and of course the word energy just means character, personality, you know, that sort of thing, the thoughts and feelings, emotions and so on and so forth, associated with anything. Now what we got here is something called the Herbal Tarot. Okay, the Herbal Tarot. And so all of the cards, okay, majors and minors, have got names of herbs on them. So that's cayenne. That one there is licorice. It's also the Hermit card. And so if you were to learn like what all the herbs are about and what they're used for, I mean, this one here is Slippery Elm, Major Arcana number 10, in this particular deck called the Medicine Wheel. And Slippery Elm is used for acid reflux, digestive transit, and all sorts of things. And it also is nutritional as well, and you can use it as a tea or in capsule format. I've actually taken Slippery Elm before myself when my acid reflux was quite bad, so essentially that's actually quite a good herb. And there we go, expressed in tarot symbolism. And that one there, plantain, which as we know is both medicinal and edible. There are people who go foraging and they pick plantain. We're not talking about the banana-like looking thing you get from the tropics. We're talking about this green leafy plant. When we were kids, we would always like pick the leaves and pull the veins out and play with them like they were pieces of string. We didn't know that this was actually like a very good medicinal herb. And I just think it's wonderful that you know, there's ways of expressing things both visually and energetically. This one is kelp, okay, and it's based upon the Hanged Man. Okay, as you can see, the legs of the character are the same as you'd see in the Hanged Man of the tarot, with that kind of like cruciform type shape. And of course, kelp is like a very vertical type thing, but it's, you know, is it hanging from above? Is it coming from below? It's long, it's tall, it goes with the visual feeling, the kind of like energetic side of it, not necessarily the properties of the plant, but kind of like something to do with the way in which it appears. I mean, I can go through all of these things, you know, and just like talk about how beautiful it is, but this is my whole point. It's like tarot is some kind of template that people adjust and people play with to help to express something, or to have by way of like artistic expression or contemplation, or just for the fun of it, you know, to put things together in a way which just like excites the senses and makes you want to look further at it and want to try and work out why these symbols are connected in this one particular way by this one particular artist, Garlic and the Tower. I mean, like, that's both wonderful and weird, because garlic is both a healing herb as well as like digestive health herb, as well as an immune system herb, as well as good for coughs and colds, and therefore I suppose it can turn your life around in lots of different ways. And in this particular case, it's being used to symbolize a tower, which is also talking about the destruction of old structures and the building of something new. Maybe the new thing is health in this particular case, breaking through biofilms, destroying candida and yeast and all sorts of digestive system nasties, and also, like, you know, the whole mythology of garlic being good against vampires in the modern era. Of course, I don't know whether there was ancient folklore about that, you know, but modern era and cinematic history comes out with that mythology. What else we got there? Skullcap. I actually think that's rather humorous because, like, if you were a bit of a legal high hippie like I was when I was in my 20s, then you'll have probably like taken the occasional drink of skullcap tea prior to doing your meditation because it's all a bit dreamy, and the star card speaks about dreams and hope. So I think there's this kind of like slightly subtle herbalist joke thrown into that one. You know, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, sometimes you won't be able to see the connection. I mean, that's lemon balm, and it's based upon the moon. And lemon balm is used for fevers, okay, and it helps you sweat out a fever. And it's also very good in salads. It also has some nutritional benefits too. But why it would be connected to the energy of the moon, I'm not too sure. But you know, either way, it's great. I have to like look into other meanings of lemon balm. I mean, some of these things must be like connected to astrology. It could be connected to what Culpeper said in his Herbal. You know, but damn. You know, if you can build up an understanding of something, you know, you can build up a way of constructing symbols to create an entire tarot system, and that's great. So you can use these cards for game playing, you can use these cards for divination, you can use them for just thinking about what the herbs mean, and just trying to conjure them up in your mind's eye in terms of the flavour or the effect or how they are. I mean, just like the artistry in this deck is just pretty amazing. I mean, this one here is Valerian. I'd probably chosen Valerian to be the moon because it's a very dreamy, kind of like sleep-inducing herb. I mean, okay, the colours in this may be a bit, you know, a bit primary colour. It may be a bit bold. It may be a bit simplistic. But the way in which the imagery is drawn, the way in which it just like flows, it just makes you feel right. I mean, I can't say this enough, alright? If you're not into tarot, then you probably are into tarot, you just don't know it, alright? You're not, if you're not into, I mean, if you're someone who likes art, and I don't think there's anyone out there who doesn't like art. YouTube is art, okay? It's people expressing themselves, expressing ideas. You like art, okay? Doesn't matter whether you're an atheist, or a Christian, or a Jew, or a Muslim, or a pagan, or a fucking, I don't know what. You like art, that's why you're watching YouTube. Alright, tarot itself has art. It's art in your pocket. It's the way the truth and the light of just like stuff, and it's so amazing. This deck has got like all of the majors and all of the minors. Alright, you know, all of them with the herbs on them, and all of them with the imagery. It's like they put really a hell of a lot of work into this, and you can really appreciate how much time and how much work and how much thinking and thought and trying to work things out, and how they all work, you know, fitted together, and just like why would they choose this, you know, this herb for this card, and which other particular traditional decks does it connect to, and just like, oh golly. I mean, I have mentioned this in a previous video, that one of the beauties of being a tarot reader is because you're just dealing with art every day. Okay, you're just dealing with art. And it doesn't matter what you've got. I mean, I have mentioned rather scathingly that the tarot of the cat people. I found out recently there's actually a horror movie which is called The Cat People. I don't know whether there was a connection between that particular tarot deck and that one particular movie. I'll have to look into that more. I mean, if it makes you ask questions, even if there's something rather daft about, you know, what you're seeing, or you think there's something daft about it, then there might not be. There might be something, you know, that's got some meaning there, connected to the history of all kinds of stuff. Page of Cups and Damiana. I would have probably used Damiana for the Lovers myself for various reasons, and for those of you who understand Damiana, I think you know what I'm talking about there. You know what I mean? But well, that's another story. I mean, just like nice. It's just there's just something about this stuff. I mean, some people like look down on me because they say, "Oh, he's just a cute little kid who's into tarot cards, and isn't that sweet?" You know, and people think like, "Oh, you know, he's like nothing. He's superstitious and silly. I mean, come on. You got a template here. You got all the cards, your major arcanas, your minor arcanas. You got your 56 minors, your 22 majors. Okay, 78 cards all in all. They've all got meanings. Every single one of them's got meaning going back into history. That's your template, and people have adjusted it. Like the Merlin Tower was different. They used things in a different way. Alright? People play with these things. They create their own stories. They add something to it. To give you that extra, wanting to work things out, work out what the author, what the artist was trying to say. I mean, when you go to a proper art gallery, I'm just going to call it proper art gallery just for the heck of it, and you see like art, okay, you got that little tiny bit of information written beside it saying this is a marvelous example of mixed media postmodernist stuff taken from influences from, I don't know, Picasso, Rembrandt and some of the classic Dutch masters in order to express the duality of primitive existence and sexuality in the 21st century era from a introspective eagle's eye view or some stuff like that, okay? And then the artists themselves has like chosen their symbolism and their materials based upon a particular set of meanings, and people look into this stuff and introspect it further and further and further so they can build the whole pleasure of the enjoyment of art. Well, that's what tarot is. Okay? That's what it is. Alright? But you don't just have one picture or one sculpture or what you got 78. Okay? And all of it portable in a box. You can take it out anytime. You can have a good look at it. You can use it for your divination, contemplation and self-development if you want it to. Alright, and if you don't, you just enjoy the purity, the blue, the beauty, the whole, isn't that cool? Just like nice, just like what an absolutely beautiful idea. And also the backs of the cards are nice too. I mean, like, this is like one of those decks that you really can treasure. It's the sort of thing you want to like light some incense before you get it out. You want to just like have that moment of like, this is a special moment. This is a moment when I'm going to enjoy this and I'm going to like really, really get into it, and it's just going to do something for me. Yeah. Beauty.